Debt, fear, relationships, the children, your health, work. When you want to give up and you need courage to continue, take heart and stay tuned as RJ Jackson writes her signature message of hope on your heart. You don't have to live where you're dying, and you don't have to die where you're living. Like every show of Conversations on Courage, you'll be informed, inspired, and encouraged to find the courage you need to succeed at home, work, and in your business. Get your pen and paper. You'll want to take notes. And now, your host, RJ Jackson, the Courage Giver.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the table. Welcome to another epic Conversation on Courage podcast. I am your host, RJ Jackson, the Courage Giver, and I'm honored to be here today. This is a show. It's a show for women who dare to live bold, authentic, and courageous lives. This is a show for women who dare to be all that they were created to be. This is a show for women who dare to live unapologetically. This is the show where you can find the courage you need in order to succeed. This is the show for you. I like to look at this as episode number 1. Although it's not our first episode, it is the one you've been waiting for. It's the one that you will appreciate and the one you will be glad you stuck around to hear. It's the one that will help you level up in your business and in your personal life. This is the one you'll want to listen to over and over again. Matter of fact, it's the one you'll want to share with your sister friend. So why don't you go ahead, take a moment and do that right now. Simply hit the share button. And while you're touching those buttons, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And please leave a review. On today's show, as on every show, we promise to give you information that will cause transformation in your situation. We promise. Another episode of Conversation on Courage. What are we going to do? Not only are we going to give you the information for transformation, we're going to answer your questions. The ones that you've had the courage to ask on our online Facebook group. Girl, I'm working on it too. Now, if you're not a part of our group, I invite you to head on over and join us on Facebook on Girl, I'm Working on It Too. Head on over and connect with women who are willing to get underneath you, walk beside you, and remind you of your greatness. What else are we going to do? We're going to share insight and inspiration for your current situation. So, as you may or may not know, this is Women's History Month. And so sometimes we hear about things, we know about them, well, on the surface, that is, and we don't really know the history, the meaning, and the struggle that has taken place in order for us to celebrate. And so I just want to spend a few minutes talking about the history of Women's Month and sharing some information with you. Want to educate you as well as encourage you on today. So Women's History Month, it actually started in 1981 when Congress passed a bill which authorized and requested the president to proclaim the week beginning with March 7th as Women's History Month. Now, throughout the next 5 years, Congress continued to pass joint resolutions designating a week in March as Women's History Month. It was in 1987, after being petitioned by the National Women's History Project, that Congress actually passed a bill which designated the month of March in 1987 as Women's History Month. Now, we know that Women's History Month is every month because as women, we make history. Every time we do what we do, it's like, wow, who could have done that other than a woman, right? I'm just saying. So between 1988 and 1994, Congress continued to pass additional resolutions requesting and authorizing the president to proclaim March of each year as Women's History Month. And it was in 1995 when President Clinton, actually followed by President Bush and Obama, had issued a series of annual proclamations designating the month of March as Women's History Month. And today we want to say Happy Women's History Month to amazing women. And you, my sister, well, girl, you're one of them. Okay, so now that I've given you his story about how her story became history, let me encourage your heart. Because as women, we need to stand beside one another. We need to get under each other and lift each other up. It's really time out for us as women to stop looking at each other and comparing ourselves to one another, discouraging one another, speaking negatively to each other. It's time for us to give words of hope and inspiration to people, to women around us who are literally dying to live so that they can be reminded. You don't have to live where you're dying. And girl, you certainly don't have to die where you're living. So I want to encourage you to encourage one another, to remember that if you're going through, your sister is probably going through too. So if you see her with her head hung down, don't push her down further. Give her a reason to lift her head up, if only for a moment, to look at you, because you're going to smile back at her. So it's time for us to encourage one another, support one another, lift each other up. So today I just want to say, be encouraged by the words I share as we celebrate you, my sister, a beautiful queen, for Women's History Month. You are important and valued. I admire how strong you are as a woman. Your ability to make the ordinary beautiful, my sister, well, that's truly a gift. I just want to remind you that the only time you run out of chances is when you stop taking them. Today and every day, decide to wake up anticipating something great is going to happen. And no matter what you do, keep up the good work. And always remember, I'm rooting for you. As women, it is time that we start calling ourselves healed, happy, whole, blessed, and prosperous. It is time that we declare that we are loved more than we can even fathom. Listen, girl, if someone is stupid enough to walk away from you, well, I'm just asking you to be smart enough to let them go. You are worthy. You see, when God sees you doing your part, developing what He has given you, then He will continue to do His part and open doors that no one can shut. But that door that He walked out of, girl, how about you shut it and put the lock on it? I'm just saying. And always remember, even when He's gone, you're not alone, even when you feel lonely. Those are the times to call your sister friends and say, girl, can we talk? Because as women, we need each other to survive. We need each other to survive. You see, as women, we are strong because the problems we face, they are big. But it is time that we start putting a name to our problems and reminding them that they have a place. And it's not in our heart, because God has already taken up residence there. Yeah, that's what I want to suggest you do. Put a name on your problem. Call it by name. Don't call it yours, because it's not your problem. It's God's problem, and He's already solved them. All of them. Every single thing that you're going to face, that I'm going to face, God has already worked it out for our good and for His glory. Girl, you are strong. When I say she is strong, girl, I'm talking about you. And a strong woman, well, she works out every day to keep her body in shape. But a woman of strength, well, she works out to keep her soul in shape. Now, you often hear me say, hello, beautiful, because that's you. And a beautiful woman is one who uses her lips to speak the truth, her voice for kindness, her heart for love, her ears for compassion, and her hands for charity. Hello, beautiful. Girl, that's you. And I'm so grateful that you're my sister. I hope you're living the life that you're proud of. And if not, I hope you find the one that you will be. As women, this Women's History Month, I think we should declare it is time for us to share and support one another. It's easy to give up, but I want to say to you, never give up. And before you even think about giving up, stop and think just for a moment why you started in the first place. And I hope you find the courage, the confidence, and the strength to simply start all over. I wish you the strength to face the challenges of life with confidence and the wisdom to choose your battles carefully. I know you can do it. I believe in you, sister. To all my married sisters out there, I want to remind you this Women's History Month that you are a great wife. And someday, everything you're going through, it'll make sense. To all my single and satisfied, and yes, even those of you who are unsatisfied sisters, girl, God knows the plans that He has for you. Wait on Him. Wait on Him. He knows the men that He has for you too. As we celebrate history, we got to remember the past has a place, and it's not our place to hold on to it in such a way that it keeps us from enjoying the moment. Press past the past. Take care of you. Always remember, you've got exactly what it takes to be the best you. Oh, by the way, shout out to all the men who may be listening in. Listen, winning and losing both have benefits. Winning can make you a leader, while losing can make you a guide for others. And to everyone today, I just want to remind you that your actions have proved that you're not the type of person who gives up easily. I can't wait to see what God has in store for you. Thank you for being who you are. Don't ever forget that the world awaits your greatness. It's time to show up. It's time to live out the plans that God has for you. Those plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Those plans to give you a hope and a future. So as you walk along the way, be strong and courageous. Do not fear, for the Lord God is with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Hope in the Lord, for He will renew your strength. Remember to soar on the wings like eagles. Run, don't be weary. Hey, Walk. Don't faint. Yes, you're going to have trouble, but take heart, for God has overcome the world. Fear not, He's with you. Don't be dismayed. He is your God. He will strengthen you. He will help you. He will uphold you with His righteous right hand. God has commanded us to be strong and be courageous. You don't have a spirit of fear. You have a spirit of power and love and self-control. Take heart. Hope in God. Take heart. Let your hope make you glad. Be patient in a time of trouble and never stop praying. Worry about nothing. Pray about everything. This is Women's History Month. I don't know about you, but I'm proud to be a woman. And to all our men, for us to be all that we've been created to be, don't forget, we need you to be who God has created you to be so that we can walk in this way together. I'm RJ Jackson, the Courage Giver, encouraging your heart, reminding you to take a risk with confidence. Hey, whatever you're going through, don't forget, the key word is through. This too shall pass. If you need someone to walk with you, don't hesitate to give me a call. And if you're already walking, hey girl, well, I'll catch you on the other side of fear, because that is where life is happening. I look forward to connecting with you again next week. We have an amazing lineup for you this month as we talk about Women's History Month. We're going to actually hear from our men. We have an amazing lineup just for you. Well, we've kept our promise again, and we've provided you with another down-to-earth, epic conversation on courage. We know you were inspired and empowered, so be sure to catch us for every episode. Simply subscribe to give us a review and put your comments below. You can find us on iTunes, iHeart, and YouTube. As your host, it's my pleasure not only to connect you with amazing people, but to encourage, inspire, and empower you to take a risk with confidence. As a personal and professional development confidence booster, coach, and speaker, you can count on me to boost your confidence so that you can take a risk and take your business as well as your life to the next level. Let's have a conversation on courage and on purpose. Connect with me today. You deserve to live your best life now.
Thank you for joining us for Conversations on Courage. Now that you've been inspired, informed, and encouraged, it's time for you to take action. So head on over to thecouragegiver.com. That's thecouragegiver.com and connect with RJ for a personal conversation on courage. She's waiting to help you take the risk you need to succeed.